What's up, YouTube? Zach's back with another attack, and today Eric's with me, and we're gonna be doing a bit of a podcast where we just talk about random stuff, and you can get to know my brother Eric a little bit. So, Eric, is there anything that you want everybody to know?
You can check out my band if you have not already seen the clips.
Yes. There's clips of the kickbacks
on your channel
on Zach to the Future. There's several live songs.
The Facebook kickback, facebook.com/kickback99, and you're able to from there get to our YouTube and see a bunch of other stuff that we've done.
So, what is it like being in a band? Is that something that you have always wanted to do?
Since I trace it probably back to about 5th grade, if not a little earlier, when watching Back to the Future. I remember I originally wanted to be an actor because of Michael J. Fox and Back to the Future. And
you don't have Parkinson's enough.
Yeah, no.
You don't have enough Parkinson's to be an actor.
I'm glad I didn't get that part, but...
going to hell.
I mean, I'll save you a spot in my war story. It'd be just high enough that I'm like, oh, there's a real world, but I can't reach it. You have to be 6 foot tall to reach the top. But in the movie, he was in a band and played music and stuff, and I think that's originally where I got it. But then when I was in 4th grade, the school had set up a group of 5th graders to, I think I was telling you about this the other day, play Sweet Home Alabama, something like that, at one of the assemblies that they threw. And after seeing, people my own age do, and I wanted to do, that was the only thing I wanted to do.
Cool. I didn't even know that. So what is it like being the oldest in a family? Do you think that affected your upbringing in any way?
Well, I mean, besides the fact that, as any parent would, I think as you go on, you kind of learn more, and as the first one, you don't get the experience of a parent that's done it for a while. You get a lot of the first comings where now, like, our brother and sister, I'm sure, have a lot more leeway because the parents know they should do this or do that or whatever,
Yeah, I guess that's true. After 4 kids, your parents have done it a lot.
Not where I was going, but all right.
Anything else to add?
I don't think so.
So, what are some stories we can tell? Do we have any stories from when we were kids?
Yeah, I don't honestly remember a whole lot. I forget a lot of stuff. I'm sure if you bring...
Well,
I keep it
we could talk about how we used to make, like, films and stuff on a VHS camcorder.
Oh, yeah.
And we would make, like, 3 Ninjas sequels.
If you know what that is.
Of our own, like a 90s movie with kids who were trained by their grandpa to be ninjas. And that was like one of our favorite movies as a kid. And so we would make sequels to it, and it was interesting. We also made, like, Back to the Future little movies.
We had one, we figured out that if you turn the camera off and then moved, it looked like you, like, just appeared in that spot. So we did one where, like,
somebody
was a vampire.
Yeah.
Just because that was an effect that you would see in, like, Interview with the Vampire and vampire movies, where there's just, like, 1 second they're there, the next second they're somewhere else.
Yeah, we learned how to do, like, basic effects just by messing around with the VHS.
I mean, I think that's kind of where you get what you're doing now, in a sense, is that kind of just us messing around with that stuff.
But I think half of our home movies, if you want to call them that, were, like, recorded over by Family Guy and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Later on, we didn't have DVR, so we just put in a VHS and recorded Family Guy.
Yeah, half the time it was accidental that we were just like, oh yeah, we need a tape to record that episode of Futurama, and we just ended up recording over it.
Not that we were supposed to watch Family Guy. Our parents didn't let us do that, but
I mean, they would go to bed early.
We did that anyway. We weren't even allowed to watch Butt Ugly Martians or Invader Zim.
Once again, another thing that as you go along, the parents just don't care as much
Yeah,
as my
yeah.
brother and sister are able to do stuff like that.
That's true.
But is not nearly as bad now, apparently, because
Yeah, the Butt Ugly Martians
That was the
butt
reason.
was a bad word.
Yeah,
That was so bad.
Invader Zim wasn't even bad. That wasn't even a bad show.
Yeah, I know, that was a
Not
great
able to
show.
watch it. No.
So, Eric was there when the hobo clown stuff started happening with the fancy fortune cookies.
Oh yeah. I was thinking. I've been watching it a lot. I was thinking you were talking something like that.
Oh
Like
no,
Scary Hobo Clown.
he was a little scary, just
But
soliciting
yeah,
a hobo clown
yeah.
for cookies.
I was.
You want a cookie, little kid? The fancy and the flavored.
Hiya, Zachary.
But yeah, I mean, he ran a pretty successful business, so I don't think he died a hobo.
No, I'm sure no. Especially when he had a bunch of people selling his product for him, basically.
That's true, yes. But we made several commercials, including the fortune cookie song
That's right. Yeah.
with the coconut fortune cookie, and then we got a giant fortune cookie that's like as big as your head, and we all got to enjoy that. What did you think about all that, Eric?
I mean, I was a little skeptical at first, but I mean, we got free dessert out of it. We got free food, and I'm down for anything, regardless of whether it comes from a hobo or not. That gets me free food. I've gotten
That is
people's
true.
cars just because they say, "Hey, kid, come get in my car."
You want some candy? Yeah, you get
I
in the
didn't say
van.
no candy, but
Oh,
I
well,
wish there was candy. I would have done it a lot quicker, but
you should hang out with me then. I always have people in vans stopping asking me if I want candy. Remember that one time that we were going through the TV guide and we thought we saw Shrek, but it was really
yeah, it was
Shriek?
we were
And-
that dumb. Yes.
Yeah, we were stupid. And it was some horror movie when we were young, and we were like, this isn't Shrek, this isn't even animated.
Yeah. But we
And-
continued to watch it for a little while.
Yeah, and then I think Dad came out and he was like, what's you guys watching?
I thought it was Shrek.
Yeah, we're watching Shrek.
It's
This is a
Shrek.
live
It's
action version.
version. That's what we thought.
Yeah, it wasn't.
No, it very much wasn't. Although, Dad told us not to watch it, the original
That's true.
90s miniseries, because he thought it would scare the crap out of us. And,
Yeah, and then we watched
it
it,
did not.
like every
Yeah.
day of that whole summer. We had like AOL internet where you could use it for like 1 hour at a time. Do you remember that?
Yeah, but I mean, it wasn't because of like AOL, like Mom and Dad said it.
No, yeah, I just meant like one of us that whole summer. We had to just find random stuff to do because we
in
couldn't.
between the hour that you got to use the
Yeah,
internet.
like one of us was on the computer for their hour and the other one was watching it, and then we'd switch because that movie's like 3 hours
It's
long.
3 hours long. Yeah.
Something. So one person would watch it the first half, and then the other person would watch the other half, while the other person uses the hour of internet.
Yeah. I mean, Dad thought it was going to scare the crap out of us, but it very much
Yeah.
did not.
'Cause
Although,
it gave him like nightmares in college.
well, I mean, he also was up around Chicago where
John Wayne Gacy, that's
so
true.
That would scare me more.
Yeah, if you
I
have a
was
real
watching
murderous
movie,
clown anywhere near you,
Yeah.
then that
Probably.
freaks you out when you
Probably not good.
watch a fictional clown killing people. Unless it's a hobo clown, in which case you get fortune cookies
Before he kills
and
you.
you're good.
No, he kills you after you make advertisements for it. It's like The Ring, but kind of he comes out of the TV and he's like, sell my cookies, and then he goes back and he's like, 5 days, 5 ads. You make 5 ads, and I'm gonna come back and kill you.
It's more like the Blair Witch.
Blair Fortune.
Yeah, there's a Blair Fortune cookie spoof that we did.
You posted it.
Yeah, you can watch that
Yeah,
on
you
the
posted it
channel
on your channel.
in its entirety. Most of the other ones is just like clips of the commercials we did for Fancy Fortune Cookies, but you can watch the Blair Fortune Cookie in its entirety. Eric was quickly killed in that.
I was doing other stuff. I don't remember what it was.
Yeah, he had other stuff going on, so we had to kill him. And
But I mean, the movie's only 3 people anyway, so it made more sense for you 3 to be walking.
well, yeah, but Becca and Shane could not act. It was
They were children.
They
But
were
doing,
very young.
That was the same thing we were doing with like the 3 Ninjas and the Vampire movie
Yeah,
and stuff.
it was-
We basically just used a different camera while we had the same principles of like, hey, let's just come up with whatever comes out of our head, and that's what we're gonna
Right.
put down.
It's very
Becca and
reminiscent
Shane
of
doing
our
the same thing around the same age that we were when we did that.
our early home videos, except we were getting paid for it in the form of a giant fortune cookie that was chocolate coated, and we also had to make a commercial about that. But it was fun. It was cool.
And the bit that I did was fun. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I said, that started the same way, so we've been doing that a long time.
Yeah. It was. And I'm not even sure if we were supposed to be using that camera
I don't think
when we
so.
first found the VHS camera. We just started doing
doubt it.
this
Yeah,
because we found the camera in a closet or something, and
it was in the closet. We had tapes. I'm sure we taped over something to make the original tapes that we taped
Probably,
over
yeah.
later. Until we realized that we could just buy pretty cheap
blank tapes.
blank VHS tapes.
Yeah. What do you think about Trump?
Are we going there?
We can go there.
I do not like Trump. I think he's an idiot, and he should go back to whatever shithole he crawled out of.
Is that a reference to him calling other places shitholes recently?
No, of course not.
What are your views on the 1989 Industrial Revolution of Europe?
It's kind of like this book I just read. It's called The Lost Puppy, or maybe it was The Little Puppy That Could. In Billy Madison, they skip to the very end where he's like, and the Industrial Revolution was that puppy. You gotta go out there and you gotta find that fucking dog.
That's a good answer. So, what do you think about our video we did with Say What I Write?
I like that. There has to be somewhere in there a better way to do that, since we just kind of like threw it together on the spot where it's like, okay, well, while I'm writing, like, you're not gonna be able to see what I'm doing. There has to be some way to like, okay, well, you text me this and I'll text you back what I want to say or what I want you to say, something like that, where we can print out like a script and like kind of read it beforehand and then go through it, or like just print it out with not really knowing what we're going into it with. But
That's a good point. Just streamline it a little bit.
yeah, instead of like, okay, well, here, I'm going to pass you the notebook and then you're going to like, that way we can kind of act it out more instead of like on camera just reading it. And
Yeah, that's a good point.
but I mean, it was fun. I like doing that. It's fun being on your channel and being able to like see myself doing stuff like that. And
Yeah, and the Yeti,
yeah,
which you can see up there, kind of. He's a little,
Is he still like that?
he's a little buried and stuff, but you can see him
He's
up
up
there. Yeah,
He's behind the Batman mask.
yeah.
He's
So-
Batman.
So I recently was working on mixing a song for your band.
Yeah.
What was your impression of that, and what was the process of recording that in the first place to where it was at a point of doing that? Because you guys are recording a CD right now, right?
It's actually going to be a double EP, so about 6, maybe 7 tracks on each, but I guess 6 tracks. The 7th track is going to be one that I mixed. The 7th track on the other EP is going to be the one that you're mixing now. And then we've already released one song, but it's going to be separated out that way. You know, we think people are more likely to spend a 5 if they have that than break a 10. So 5 will buy a beer, a 10 will buy 2 beers. So it makes more sense to shell out
true.
5 than 2 10s, but or a 10. And we actually had connections at a place called Crush House Studios, and they let us go in and record stuff in turn for doing things for the studio. At least the bass player and the drummer. We're doing stuff for the studio since I'm just a singer and not a great guitar player. They had a great guitar player in there, but I did offer to write a song for them, which the song that they released, they had their artist, her name was Michaela. She changed her name to something else now, stupid. like Tenzea or something weird like that. It's her middle name, I guess. But
Well, hey, maybe she'll be in the next Spider-Man movie.
yeah. But they switched her name to that to like I guess they thought it sounded more like a pop star or something like that. But they brought in a singer or a songwriter from Nashville, and his song just sucked. And their first single wasn't very good, and they replaced the drums that my drummer Chris had done with electronic drums, so he's not even on the track anymore. And so their second one sucks, but I could have written a good girl pop song. Like it's not hard, and that guy apparently didn't know what he was doing. But so we got in there to do that for free, just for helping him out. He was helping us out, and the guy, his name was Cade. He sounds like a Mortal Kombat character.
All right.
He recorded us, and he never did anything with the tracks, and we ended up just walking away from that, kind of severing ties since everything kind of happened there. And so when it came time to do the EPs, I wanted you involved with them somehow, and so we got you to mix one of the songs for that we are not recording, with like the semi-professional people that we're doing it with.
Cool.
But I mean, it sounds amazing what you're doing. You had to work with some tracks that weren't the greatest quality.
Yeah. People who watch my channel a lot know that my computer is not the best, which is why I can't do like crazy gaming. So yeah, running Pro Tools with complex wave plugins and stuff, if you're familiar with recording and producing music, is very difficult on a weak computer. So yeah, I'm glad you liked what it turned out.
Oh yeah, man, that sounds good. It's even harder to do it on a laptop that's older when you were using just bad, like this basic software, free software. It doesn't, like, my computer doesn't let me do barely anything at all.
Yeah, I feel you. Okay, so we got 2 more topics. We might branch out from there. My first topic, one of the most important things I've ever asked you, and I don't think we've ever actually talked about it in real life. I gotta know, man. What do you think about the Beefy Crunch movement?
The Beefy Crunch movement. I was gonna say, because the tattoo is funny.
Well, do you like the tattoo? Do you think it looks good?
I think it looks good. It's very funny. But the movement, I've always been more into like the quesarito or something like that.
Yeah, but they have the quesarito still.
Exactly.
That's a permanent thing.
I know, but it wasn't until they made it a permanent thing.
Yes, but don't you think that the Beefy Crunch should be a permanent thing with the quesarito? You could have a Beefy Crunch quesarito.
I've never really been a fan of the Beefy Crunch, just because I don't like the hot Cheetos. Or not Fritos. Yeah, I'm not a huge fan of the Fritos. Every time it comes back, I'll eat one, but it's not like my favorite thing there.
Okay, well, I can live with that if you're a fan of the lava sauce. Have you tried that?
No, actually.
No,
I've never tried the lava sauce.
Really? You didn't have it when they had the volcano menu?
No, I don't use sauce really.
Oh well, it came on stuff. Normally, they had like a volcano quesarito.
Yeah, but oh no, I did.
Yeah,
I did have the volcano quesarito. It was hot as all hell.
Was it?
Yeah, it was spicy. It was good, but I probably wouldn't get it again. I mean, if they brought back that specific item, I might do another one of those. But I don't think I could eat it on everything.
Yeah. Well, they used to have a volcano menu, and they had a volcano taco, a volcano burrito, and it was, I mean, they used the lava sauce in it. It was like the
taco sauce, but
but
basically.
It's like the avocado ranch or something that you can't get packets of.
Yeah.
That they just put on certain items.
And aren't you starting like a movement to get that one going back as well?
I'm an admin for a Facebook movement that is currently growing to bring back lava sauce. But I will say that, I don't know if you ever had them, but for a while Taco Bell had like a ghost pepper burrito. And
I would never have it.
Yeah.
Which is why I was not in the packing ship challenge, because I'm not good with hot.
It's good though. It's good. I love hot, but it's got good flavor, and that's the
So
important
yeah,
part.
that's the important part. If something has good flavor, I'll
Yeah.
try it and eat it. But if it's just
And
hot,
I guarantee you the Taco Bell ghost pepper burrito was nowhere near an actual ghost pepper heat. Because I had a habanero. Not a habanero, that's not even that hot. What was it? A Carolina Reaper.
Yeah, Carolina.
And
Reaper.
that was hot. And a sauce is never going to live up to an actual pepper. Speaking of which, we should do a video one of these days where we eat some ghost peppers.
No.
Or some pepper.
I'll do some pepper.
You can do a habanero.
I'll do whatever you're doing, I guess. Yeah.
A ghost pepper.
Fine, I'll do it. I need milk. I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it
Ugh.
for very long. I'll be like, oh my god, no, get it out, get it out of me.
You heard it right here, guys.
Like I'm
he's
like
gonna eat a ghost pepper.
I'm a mother in labor. Just get this thing out of me.
Now you know how I feel.
Sound like Arnold Schwarzenegger there.
Now you know how I feel. I'm a mother in labor. Get to the chopper.
I'm a maid in labor.
I need to get to the hospital. I can't talk.
Mixing between Arnold, Sylvester Stallone, or
Yeah. Okay, so the other point that I wanted to say or discuss with you is Kingdom Hearts. Obviously, you're wearing a Mickey
I'm a
shirt.
huge Disney and huge Kingdom Hearts fan, as you know.
Yeah, you. What's your favorite game?
Like Solitaire. No, Kingdom Hearts 2 is
2? You like 2 better than 1?
yes.
Is it the gameplay or the story, or because a lot of people think that the story of 1
the
is
story,
better, less convoluted.
The story of 1, yes, is better, but I think the gameplay plus the story from 2 makes that one probably the ultimate.
Takes it up a level.
All the numbered titles are, I mean, the best
All
ones,
2 of them.
Well, yeah, but.
Is that your way of saying you're looking forward to Kingdom Hearts 3?
Oh God, yes. I mean, I bought a PS4 specifically for the fact that I knew Kingdom Hearts 3 was coming out this year. The part where Sora and Kairi say goodbye and stuff, and he has the what's it called?
Papu?
Yeah, but she turns it into Pathfinder.
Yeah, Wayfinder.
Yeah. She has that. Oh man, it's starting to like tear up.
Yeah.
I've heard that was good, but I mean, if number 2 wasn't as like good mechanical wise, the way it actually plays and stuff, yeah,
It's a lot more fast paced. The first one was more like your swings were heavier and it took longer to do things, whereas the second one there's a lot of combos and it's much quicker.
Right from the start, there's a lot more like combos that you can do and stuff instead of. Like in the first one, you really have to take a long time to build up. That's probably my only thing that I don't like about the second one.
The intro with Roxas?
Yeah, if I could just be like, you know what?
Right.
Skip.
You have to spend like at least 2 hours going
just
through
grinding
Roxas's
through
thing.
Roxas's thing without having to.
But
like,
skateboarding around was kind of fun.
Yeah, I mean,
Getting to be Tony Hawk Pro Skater 4.
It's fun, but I would much rather just get into the game than have to go through all the mandatory tutorial stuff in that game. But I mean,
I know you were saying tutorial, but you totally just said tit.
Did I? Tutorial?
Yeah, you
tutorial. Right?
You started to say tutorial, but you said tit, and then you moved on.
Did I?
Yeah, so
I didn't realize
that's not getting cut out.
I did not realize I did that. Have to play that back for me. I didn't realize that. Yeah, tutorial. But yeah, I mean, like, if I could skip that part, I would. The first time we played it, though, especially because I remember getting it from Blockbuster or other video
Hollywood
store.
Video.
Every time we tried to get it, oh yeah, that's right, Blockbuster was the first one that worked. There's a place by us called Hollywood Video, and we knew that the game was out, and we went to go rent it, and the copy was so scratched up it wouldn't work. So
every copy, wasn't it? Didn't we get like 2 or 3 different copies?
Yes.
And they were all
every single one.
But at one part towards the end of the game, it stopped working.
We took at the beginning we couldn't even get it to work.
No, I thought we were to the part where Diz was shooting the thing into Kingdom Hearts at the end of the game. Yeah, and it started
I thought it was
skipping.
The beginning.
I think the first time it happened, though, we didn't save it right before that. So when that happened, we lost a ton of progress, like probably 3 or 4 hours.
Well, I mean, if it was there, but still, like, yeah, we had to get multiple.
Yeah, I think there
multiple
was...
different copies before we actually could end up beating the game.
Yeah, I think there was some copies that didn't work at all. But I think the original copy that made us start getting other copies stopped at that part.
I don't know why every copy was so messed up.
Yeah.
It was
I think it was just
man,
because it was so
this
popular.
Game, yeah, I was gonna say this game is amazing. All I want to do is finish it. And we
Yeah.
just couldn't find a copy that.
I
that
assume
worked.
just everybody checked it out so much that it got messed up. That was crazy
If you haven't-
popular game.
If you haven't checked it out, check it out.
Yeah, Kingdom Hearts 3 is coming out this year, so
You gotta catch
Yeah.
up on like 15 different games. You gotta get going.
yeah, and
Gotta
mustard,
move. Mustard.
ketchup and mustard.
Oh.
Okay, so if I can ask, what is the best part and the worst part about Kingdom Hearts as a series?
Contrary to popular belief, I like the story, and well, not popular belief, but contrary to popular opinion, I like the story and the fact that it is a little more convoluted in places. As long as you can, keep up or
Tie
you
it
don't
all
even
together
have
in
to-
the end?
Yeah, you don't have to play the other games as long as you read about what's going on. It's the same with there are like movie series and stuff that do that where there's stuff that happens in between that they don't tell you that you have to kind of read about, or maybe there's a comic book or a video game that does tie bits of it together. But I like time travel, so bringing in time travel is a cool thing, I think.
So that's the best thing you'd say?
I mean, I like the story in general, but the story is probably my favorite part of the entire series.
Well, I know this is a little off topic, but not too bad because it's still within Disney, essentially. But I don't know if you've heard much about Incredibles 2.
A little bit.
They posted on Twitter pictures of all the new characters in the movie.
All right.
It had all of the family of the Incredibles, and then it also had 3 new characters. So, assumedly, one of them is the villain.
Well, I mean, the villain
But-
is most likely going to be the miner, right?
No, that's what I was saying. Because Incredibles 2 has a whole new villain. It's a completely new story. Incredibles 1 ended with the Underminer,
Yeah.
and a lot of people thought that
Yeah, that's gonna be the
how
villain.
the second one was going to go.
You start from
But-
right there. Makes sense.
There was actually a video game on the Xbox.
Oh, yeah, I played that.
I
The
didn't play it.
Underminer's Revenge or whatever. That's right.
Yeah. And that dealt
Yeah,
with
yeah.
the Underminer.
Exactly like that, yeah.
Yeah. And then there was a comic book series that took place after they defeated the Underminer in that video game. And then the second Incredibles movie has taken place after the comics.
Yeah.
So
See, like that, yeah, a movie, but it also has, for background story.
it's got
there's-
layers, yeah. I think a lot of people complain about Kingdom Hearts being on so many systems, but a lot of people do that. It's just a little more acceptable to just watch the movies or something when it's like that.
Sure, but you don't have to play coded or.
Yeah, there's definitely games you
358.
could cut out and it
Yeah,
still makes sense as a story, but
I'm granted, 3D is one that you kind of need to play for the main story, but
yeah.
at the same time, if you just look it up,
Alright, you can
I'm-
look it
I'm
up
still, because I didn't have a 3DS for the longest time, and I know it's. I mean, you going through a lot of the same worlds and stuff. I haven't beaten 3D, but I've gone through and read the story summary and
Yeah.
stuff, so I know what's going on throughout.
and even in 3D there was
The game.
pop-ups that told you everything from the other games.
Oh yeah.
So I assume Kingdom Hearts 3 will do that, where if you missed a game or something, you're not missing out. It'll probably you can have a spot where you can read a little bit to catch up.
Sure. They're not going to leave you in the dark on some of the most important bits of the story that you don't know because you didn't play Recoded. You don't know that Mickey sent Sora. Actually, if you play the second one, you would know that, but you don't know what the letter said.
Yeah, I don't think they'll
It's
leave
not
you in the
an
dark
important
because
thing.
Kingdom Hearts is late.
This one? That was light.
Okay, and the worst part then?
Um,
Because I thought you were going to say story is the worst part.
no, I love the story.
I do too, but it just gets a little convoluted at times.
Yeah, I think people crap too much on
Yeah,
the fact that it's convoluted. It's not that convoluted. Worst part,
Just how long 3 takes to come out?
Well, I mean, yeah,
There's been like 11 years or 12 years.
that's nothing to complain about now. Not anymore.
At least it's finally coming out, but man, all of those like now in development and just the wait between 2 and 3 and there's been other games.
I got it. Worst part, Tarzan and Little Mermaid were in both.
You don't like Little Mermaid?
No, I saw that video.
You didn't like my video on that?
I hate those worlds. I can understand where you're coming from with the fact that like it is a different mechanic in this game. Same as like the Lion King. Nobody hated that world, and it was a different mechanic. But it's just so like tedious and just same with Tarzan. Like you're sitting there and you constantly are like, okay, well now I have to run back through this little thing and I got to do the Vine game again. And it's just like terrible.
Yeah, I do think Tarzan
I hate that.
was bad. I think that's worse than anyone makes out Little Mermaid. Mini games suck, but you can essentially skip it in the second one, and in the first one it's not too bad.
In Tarzan as well, like they don't tell you go find the gorillas. Here's where they're gonna be at. You literally just have to be like, okay, well now
you just have to run everywhere and hope you run into a cutscene.
Now you're like, now what? And then you stumble upon the next thing going on. Especially on your first playthrough, you have no idea.
Right.
So like even on my playthroughs now, like I'll be playing it, I'll get there and I'm like, I don't want to do this world. And then in the world, I'm even like, okay, well now I don't remember where I'm supposed to go to start. Because after they first tell you about that, you have to go all the way back to the treehouse. How the hell am I supposed to know that? They don't give you any clue. You go back to the treehouse. Especially if you're playing through and you've played it multiple times, you're like, skip. I hate this world. Just get me through it. Yeah. So like you don't remember. So like it's like the beginning of Kingdom Hearts 2. It's just so tedious, and I just want to be able to like skip that one world.
Yeah.
I'll do Little Mermaid in the first game, but.
And I think that's like the first difficulty spike in the game because, at least for me, maybe it's different for you, but usually by the time I get to Clayton, I have to grind a little bit to beat him because.
Not anymore. I would say Cerberus.
Okay.
Right, is where I need to go back and grind most of the time. But yeah, it's that's probably my least favorite thing are those like just the worlds that like I wish there were none worlds in Kingdom Hearts where I was like I don't want to play this.
Yeah.
But man, what are you gonna do? It's not it's a great game, but it's definitely not perfect. I don't think any game is perfect really.
That's true. Okay, well I think we're about at our time. So, unless there's anything else you want to add?
What's all coming up on your thing? You had me do something today. I don't know if you want to tease that or cut that out.
Yeah, I don't know if I want to tease it yet. But there is some exciting stuff coming up. Some of them featuring Eric here. So make sure you hit that subscribe button. And
if you want to see me more, that's right. It's right down there.
Yeah, hit that subscribe button. Leave a comment in the shoe rack, and you can watch us dance and play with our wieners. See you guys. But anyways, guys,
that's just a theory
of film theory.
And cut. I thought that was good, right? That's not your channel, is it? Oh. I thought.
I believe that might actually be my channel. But that's just a theory. A YouTube theory.
Anyways, I'm Eric.
And I'm Zach. Don't you do crack, and we'll catch you in the future.
I want to do that.
You gotta go the other way. We gotta, yeah.
And that's how you should end it.
Okay, let's do that again.
No, I mean, you should end it like that, which is me being like, I want to do that.